Okay, so in my experience, these tapered baguettes are quite commonly like mismatched sizes. Like, I mean, they look the same, but when you're buying them from diamond dealers, you are quite commonly choosing the best from a bad bunch. And like these are quite similar, but if you measure them with your calipers, the wider section's a bit different to each other. They're slightly different lengths. So if you've got two, find the one. I mean, I'm just confidently assuming if you measure them, you've got two, one will be different to the other. So find the one that's longer or wider, whatever, and then make the collet for that one. Well, and then we're going to make the collets the same. So don't make one collet shorter than the other, because then the ring will look horrible. So both collets have got to be the same, and obviously the stones have to fit in those collets. So make it so it fits the bigger one, and then obviously just make some adjustments with the setting to get them both in there. So next, mill out a chunk of metal that stone can sit on top of and have metal around all the outside. And I'm going to draw on the whiteboard just so you know exactly what we're getting into. So looking down on my chunk of metal, directly down on it, that stone should fit inside it, like easily. So there's metal all the way around it. It doesn't have to be loads, but when it's set, it's nice to be able to push a bit of metal just slightly around the corner. Just helps it be more secure. Do you know what I mean? So that's too much. But yeah, do you know what I mean? So the metal goes just over the corners, just so it's really secure in there. And then looking from the side, chunk of metal, like there's enough height there. So we can obviously need to cut out a section. All this is being cut out, so you need enough height for a setting edge when your stone is sat in there. And then as for the entire height, you need enough for that setting edge, but it's going in a, there's our collet in the middle. It's going here, yeah, on the shoulder. So if the stone sticks out the bottom, doesn't matter really. It's never going to come out here. So I wouldn't worry too much about the depth of this bit, but you definitely need a decent amount of depth there for being able to set it. First of all, put your stone on your metal. My metal is just wide enough. Pushing my luck a little bit, but it'll be all right. So before I don't cut them off individually and then make them. Like, while that bit of metal is long, that's a benefit. I can hold on to it easily when I'm cutting out the section where the stone will sit in. So I'm just moving it, probably 1.2 something mil from the end, just so it's quite a chunky bit of metal there. Get something sharp, scratch a line, or you can use your marker pen, I guess, but a little scratch line is more accurate. About a mil from the end of the other stone. I've got another little mark. Is what I'll be cutting out, just cutting straight down and then across. So I'll just use my dividers to get a nice straight line. And it's such a short distance, you don't really need it, but it's nice to know everything's good. Yeah, then just cut down. You can use your needle files to go straight down, but this is like, perhaps it's a bit more tricky, but it just saves you so much work. But what I do is I cut down a bit, and then I'll turn the saw blade and then go along. And then keep moving the saw and then just turn it 90 degrees. But it's important to keep sawing. If you twist it and then saw, the blade won't be happy, it'll be all gripped and out of position. And then I'm just going to cut across. Okay, let's go out. Probably be sensible to do your two cuts first and then just cut across till it comes out. Not going to come out, not quite. There we go. See that? So that's how your stone should be sitting on it. It should sit on. If it goes in, you've gone too wide. You need the metal to be cut away for that stone to go in, for it to be set nicely. So that's about right. So I'm going to neaten it up with a needle file, and then we will, yeah, we may as well taper the sides, get it right. So have the thinner end, more narrow end on the end of the metal, and then we'll just sort of sharpen up the metal so it matches the sides of the stone. So when you're neating that up, with the sharper end of your stone on the end of the metal here, have a look down on it. It's likely to be about 1 mil or something, maybe a bit less. I'm just going to put a little dot on the side of the stone, just so I can see, yeah, about that much. Just so I know how much to file off the sides, and then to aid in me keeping it nice and symmetrical, I papered the back and I used my dividers to put a line right down the centre, so when I turn it around I can look at it, I can really see clearly the angles both sides match each other, so keeping it nice and symmetrical. And because my collet is borderline too thin, normally I would file from there up to there, so it's a nice straight side, but because I can't really risk taking any width off mine, I'm going to file mine to there, straight to the end, so I'm leaving that its maximum width, that setting edge. I mean, you've got your stone there, so I'm talking about putting all these marks all over it. You can just start filing and then pick the stone up and have a look. Get it right one side and then just mirror it the other side. I hold it with pliers. Be careful with your angles, you want to keep it nice and 90 degrees to the top and bottom. Is that clear? Just taking metal off that side. Checking a stone on it. It's about right. It's nice when the stone's set and you don't see any metal down the sides, but getting the angles right, I get the angles right both sides, and then perhaps leave yourself a bit of metal just to take it in a little bit more, just so you slowly approach the correct dimensions for it. But anyway, that angle is correct, and I filed it down to there. I don't know if that shows up on the screen, but I filed it to there. Normally I'd file it back there, but I can't risk taking any metal off that. Okay, so I'm stopping now. I am sort of reasonably happy with my dimensions. I lowered at the bottom a little bit since you last saw it, just to give me a bit more of a setting edge. And that edge is still, bottom half is still really chunky, so I might take up the bottom a little bit as well, see how it looks against the collet. But as for now, I think I can still benefit from holding onto this long bit of metal. I'm going to drill through it and cut a line up and down it, and I'm not going to bother going too crazy neat, because if I start filing up the bottom, that kind of ruins the edge a little bit. You have to adjust it again, but I'm just going to cut up the full length of that, just a sort of long slot, so I can neaten up again at a later stage if I need to. So I just opened up the back. I've opened it up quite a lot, but then I am confident about the width. Like, you should double check the stone on the sides to make sure you don't have to take a lot more in, because if I was cutting this out and then open up the hole quite a lot, and then afterwards found out that I can see loads of metal looking down on it from the sides, I need to reduce it more, then I'm at risk of making the sides really weedy and thin. So yeah, double check the width compared to your stone. When you're happy with it, then go to this stage. So there you go, that is it. I'm taking it to that stage, and then all I've got to do now is just simply cut it off and then do again the next one. Although, thinking of that, I can take advantage still of this bit of metal being quite long and just chop that end off nice and neat and do the same again that end, and then just have two on the end of this bar and then just chop them off last thing. I might do that because that's going to be easier to work on it, holding onto a nice long bit of metal. So there you go, that was fun. I can just chop those off now.